All right, guys, so I finally got some time in with the Varjo Aero headset and the XR3 at ITSEC 2021 in Orlando, Florida. And to answer the question, is the Varjo Aero the new king of clarity? Yes, it absolutely is. And you know what? Steve was correct. He said, you know, once you try this headset, you're going to have a real hard time trying to go back to the G2, kind of like unseeing that level of sharpness. And the truth is, he's absolutely right. I mean, it just, having those aspheric lenses just brings a level of clarity to simming and flying that I really dreamed of from the very beginning. Now, in this video, I want to share my first impressions with you, let you know how it compares to the G2. But if you guys are wondering, well, you know, I kind of want to know if this headset is for me. The cool thing is, when I look back at the first video I made about the Varjo Aero headset, talking about whether or not this headset is for you, everything in that video still holds true, and I stand by it 100%. So go check it out. It'll be pinned up here, linked up here, and then come watch this one, or watch this one and then go watch that one. But anyways, guys, let's get into it. Let's talk about my thoughts, my impression on it, and let's do it. Here we go. Now on this channel, we talk a lot about VR flight simming, anything with software, hardware, different games, different simulators. So expect more of that to come. And if you guys need timestamps, please check them here below. It should help you guys out, although the content coming up here should be hopefully of value to you guys. And if you guys are nerds like me, you're definitely going to enjoy it. Now, if you're wondering what ITSEC 2021 is, it's essentially a convention in which the military and the training industry, everyone that does simulation, training, software, hardware, get to network, meet, show off each other's products, and kind of like meet new partners, really. So, you know, when I was at one booth, you know, they were saying, hey, you want to know who makes this component? Go check out that booth over there. I'm like, hey, who makes this half dome projector screen? In a Blackhawk, they were like, that booth over there is the one who makes the Blackhawk screen. You know, we're just renting it for this show here. You know, we're showing off our hardware, our force feedback collective. You know, it was just the coolest thing ever, right? Now, one of the coolest things was at this convention was the fact that it's about 1 million square feet. They had 300 plus vendors, and Varjo completely dominated the space. And I'm talking about, there was like one X-Tall headset, one Reverb G2 that I saw, 2 HTC Vive Pros, and again, there might have been more. You know, I did not see everything, but from my understanding, there was 30 plus Varjo headsets, and everywhere, most everywhere that I walked by had a Varjo headset. So I kind of had to decide, you know, do I want to stop by this booth and check out, you know, that Humvee simulator? Do I want to be in that M1 Abraham, you know, controlling the tank or the turret or driving it, whatever it was? You know, they had so many headsets everywhere. It was absolutely amazing to really see how Varjo dominated that space. And I'll tell you what, I didn't see Pimax anywhere. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if just that the resolution isn't there or people don't care for the wide field of view. It's interesting, as much as we want it as consumers, in this professional environment, there were 0 Pimax headsets, and just kind of wonder, where were you, Pimax? But again, Varjo dominated that space, and it was really cool to see. And it kind of makes me realize, guys, this headset, you know, when I got to try it, you know, I went over to the booth, I had my appointment, and actually thank you to Tristan, to Euro, I was able to connect with them, make my appointments. Let me tell you, this booth was popping the entire time. I went away, came back a few times because I had different time slots to try the headsets, and I finally got in. I got to jump on the Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, which was using, I believe, offline data, doing the MCAS Miramar approach. And, you know, they put me on the headset. And let me tell you guys, the one thing I can tell you, it was clear. You know, I was really speechless, and they kind of wanted to know what I was thinking. And I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I wasn't even flying. I was just, you know, watching the scenery go by me, you know, and although I wanted to land, I'm like, you know what, let me just buzz the ground. So I went really low by the ground, just kind of seeing how it felt when everything is flying by. Now, I don't know what settings they had. I don't know. I do know it was a very powerful computer that they had running it, but I don't know exactly what settings they had. But I was just kind of curious, how is it going to look when I'm low level buzzing the ground? Let me tell you, everything was so smooth. I mean, visually it was smooth. It was sharp. Having this edge-to-edge clarity that you don't get in the G2 was absolutely amazing. I mean, just improved so much. It's really hard to explain. I mean, so I feel this is almost the equivalent of me telling someone who hasn't done VR, hey, you need to try on this headset, you know, or this is what VR is like. You know, it's so cool. It's so immersive. So for those of you guys that know how amazing VR is, if you know how awesome the G2 is, just kind of take that and multiply that by, I don't know how many factors. I don't know how to quantify that, right? But it's clear, it's sharp, it's the colors are amazing, it's bright. And I'm pretty sure, I'd have to look at the numbers, see what it is, but the field of view felt significantly better than the G2. And I don't know exactly how much it was, but I know when I came home the next day and flew in my G2, it just felt that much more narrow. And I'm like, whoa, I'm like, so I know, I think it's about 115, I might be wrong, that they have on the Aero, but let me tell you, it felt different. It felt bigger. Not having those God rays, shining through with the lighting and those blurry colors and lighting that you get. My experience overall was absolutely amazing. And that was with the Varjo Aero with Microsoft Flight Sim. So I also got to check out the XR3, and that was done over at the Boeing booth. They had a simulator for the T7, which I think it also did the T28, but I didn't fly the T28. I just flew the T7. And the XR3, as amazing as it was, really, I mean, it has hand tracking, it's had a couple of other features. Let me tell you guys, the Aero is amazing. I mean, it is so sharp. I don't feel like I was like, oh man, I'm missing out a bunch, you know? So for those of you that are thinking like, oh, it's twice as good, I wouldn't say it's twice as good. I mean, it's clear, it's sharper, has definitely some improvements on it. You get the hand track and a couple other features. But my point is the Aero, it's pretty awesome for what you're getting. And this is really coming from an area of a professional marketplace. So it's crazy. Now, guys, if you're finding any value in this content and appreciate this, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, throw them down there. And I'll be very honest, if you guys subscribe, hit that thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you got to do, give me some feedback. I really do appreciate it. And in fact, I'm going to be having, I keep on saying it right, but I'm just so swamped with work and trying to get this content out for you guys. I'm going to be doing a tour setup for my whole Simpit, give you a review on my computer, the 12900K 3090 build, which I've been really excited and fortunate to have been able to make recently. So I'll keep you updated on that. But again, guys, thank you so much for the support. I really, really do appreciate it. Now, guys, let's briefly talk about some of the negative aspects of it. And there weren't too many, but I don't want to ignore them. The one thing was I didn't get to try the audio. So they're going to bring an audio solution to this, and they've said that, and there was none. So I understand, they were asking me questions. I don't know if they had them. I didn't even ask for it, so I completely forgot to. But so no audio solution available then. There's a 3.5mm jack output where you can plug in your own headset, so that's kind of good. I'd probably suggest open back headphones. I actually do like open back headphones a lot. But yeah, so there's no audio solution. Now, the other thing was there was a bit of distortion on the edges on the exterior of it. Now, I believe Steve was talking that they just came out with an update on the software that helped improve on that. So, but let me tell you, the clarity. So you can stay like this without moving your head to look down at the gear or look over here, and everything is clear and sharp and legible. Oh, and I completely forgot to say the automatic IPD adjustment. That's amazing. But being able to just look around, have that clarity, and you do see a little bit of distortion. It's nothing that's going to make you say, you know what, this is terrible. I mean, it's so minuscule. And finally, the last thing is, when you consider the price, right? Definitely this headset, it's not cheap. I haven't ordered one yet. I'm hopeful to do it maybe this next year, but it's definitely something that you're going to need the 2 base stations. I would recommend it for flight simming. You don't want to be in a dogfight. You don't want to look to your side and then lose tracking and have it glitch on you. Although for the most part, and I think they actually said a lot of guys use it with 1 base station. And I think at the convention, I think most of their setups had at least 2 base stations. Some might have had more depending what they were trying to show off in the different environments, but it's something you have to consider, right? So my buddy Terry, who had ordered the headset, he was telling me that he's absolutely excited. I mean, even after flying the XR3, I remember we were walking around from booth to booth, just like looking at all this amazing technology that they had available. And he was just telling me how excited he was that he placed his order and that he's going to get it. He feels just that much more confident because of how amazing the headset is. So I'm super grateful I got to connect with him, go on the trip. And also shout out to the Varjo team. I was able to connect with them on Twitter, a couple back and forth messages. They were able to connect me here on the US side with Tristan and help me get some appointments set in. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And again, I'm super excited for those of you guys that have ordered this headset, they're going to get it. And I hope to hear, some positive stuff from you guys. And for everybody else, rocking the G2 and the Quest 2, I'm telling you, like next year is going to be pretty big. There's Varjo, there's a bunch of other headsets, Arpara. I think Steve is talking about that. Sebastian, MRTV is talking about it. So again, this next year is looking really good. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are doing well. Take it easy. Peace out. And catch you guys next time. I'm out of here. Peace out.